Alrighty, so I promised a few days ago when I was doing my writing video that I would make an update of my living situation. And I mean, you guys didn't really know my living situation before, but it's been kind of rough last few years. Couch surfing, sleeping in my car, sometimes even outside. I had some roommates that were a bunch of grown children, essentially. They didn't want to clean up after themselves and take care of things. And whenever I had asked them to do their dishes or whatever, they'd make a big fuss about it. And then about 2 weeks of living together, they kicked me out because I was the only one who wanted to act like an adult in the house and have responsibility. And I guess a few months later their house was a pigsty, and I guess I was lucky to get out of there when I did, but it's led to me being in the situation that I've been in for a little bit. I've gotten lucky having a car sometimes, and you guys have seen some of my cars over the years, stuff that I've worked on and whatever. Sometimes that's my friends' cars that I work on, but I had a car last year before I was staying with a friend who only wanted me to be there for the winter until I got something else figured out. When I got the car, he pretty much told me to get out, and I helped where I could with like rent and other chores and stuff. But throughout the last year, I was in the car until it broke, and then mold overtook the car from me sleeping in it because I couldn't open the windows. There was no way to use the battery and turn the car on to do anything. I had to tow it away. Ended up staying in a tent, a little 1 or 2 person pop tent. And then I had some people who I thought were my friends that I've known for a year or two, maybe, who I'd stayed with. And then because of some mistakes I made a long time ago, and even some stuff I really didn't deserve, they judged me pretty harshly, and they kicked me out, leading me to pretty much be back outside. And then the friend who had helped me stay for the winter let me stay until a couple weeks back. Had a tent that I'd already bought, and I had some other supplies over time that I had bought to be in the tent again if I needed to, that sat in my storage. And I set up the tent about a week before I was supposed to move. I have a really good friend and her family that have been helping me out. Shout out to her. She's the Prius video friend from the what do you call it, GT7 car builds for my friends, and sometimes I use the Prius here and there as well to do whatever I need to do. But I pretty much have been outside, staying out in the Woodinville, Washington area. I'm from Washington. Lived around Seattle, grew up in Tacoma, was staying in Everett with my most recent friend. And I mean, it's not a bad area. You can see some businesses across the street, and then you see this business over here. This is close to the Woodinville Town Center, about a block or 2 away. And then we were going to go over there and set it up, but the pathway to get that direction, if I were to be staying out there, would be a little bit treacherous in the middle of the night, and lots of branches and stuff I can trip on. Nice area back there, nice and flat and whatever, very open, which is something. There's coyotes and stuff out here. Even mountain lions have been spotted before and stuff like that. But I'm going to take you through the walkway from the street, and I can tell you it's not terrible. Lots of sticker bushes over here. If I go over this way, it is not terrible. Entranceways like right here. If I go down the street over that way, I have my storage about a block or whatever, 2 blocks away. There's a bus stop there. There's a couple bus stops over by the town center. I can also ride my scooter to get up the street. I'm in my flip-flops. It was just raining, but it's not too terrible right now. So we're gonna introduce you to what's happening. All right, if you come this way, you can kind of see everything as we're walking towards it. Yes, there's a big lumpy black and camouflage looking thing over here on the left, and that's my scooter. Usually I have it kind of over on this side, but yeah. Oh, look at that. I think that's either a bird poop or bunny rabbit fur and stuff. It just had a rain, so yeah. A little pile of water on the ground now, but it'll be dry. And then these sticker bushes, man, they're damn near everywhere. That was a cloth to help dry off any wet part of the scooter, but now it's soaked because I forgot to put it underneath the tarp. Yeah, really good transportation. Just needs to charge when I'm at my different jobs and stuff. We have a lot of sticker bushes. There's the big old hill sticker bushes over here, a bunch of sticker bushes over here. It's probably berries, which I think is going to suck, because then I'll probably have more people in the late spring and the summertime try to come through here and do whatever. I have a solar panel. This is up to 350 watts. I thought about getting a secondary one and maybe getting a longer extension cable and then pushing one out over here. But I just don't want anything to be like trackable and too visible. We have a lot of camouflage and stuff that's holding down the tent. Sometimes you get a little bit of moisture buildup here, but it all rolls off or dries out pretty fast. The back side of the tent, there's a lot of sticker bushes. We also have some camouflaging tarp there. It's brown on top, but with all the leaves and stuff, as they grow out, it'll kind of blend in a little bit. We had some problems with the anchors over on this side, and as you can see, the thing is a little bit exposed and the rain fly is a little awkward now, but we were able to tether them down and put them deeper into the bushes and take care of stuff. So now it's a little bit more anchored. It bows a little, but it's not terrible. This whole side, these two decided to like fold into each other, and it was the only side that was kind of like leaning in too far, like it kind of fell in. But the other side was perfectly fine. Everything was tethered and it was great. And we go around the edges. When we were setting up, we got this hoe rake thing, and then we had kind of flattened everything else. See, there's like an AstroTurf, and then there's also one of those like tent mat things that's under here as well. A lot of rain on the tarp. Sometimes it builds up here on the top like this, just like that, which is great because I have the tent open. But you know, I usually do it a little smacky on the side of the tent every time I'm about to head out, or you know, whatever it is. So we're gonna go in. It's organized, but it's not super organized in here. I'll shut this up real quick. I have a lock right here that I lock those two zippers with. This is my garbage corner, so I have this one here. I have a small one here, and then if I don't want to put stuff in my little fridge thing, which I'll show you in a minute, I keep them out, and hopefully they're able to chill a little bit overnight. I have some energy drinks here. I also have a pile of energy drinks over there. This is like my cooking area. I have a drying rack, so if I go to the gym to take a shower, I can use the towel rack to dry my stuff after I get back. This is a towel when I do dishes and stuff. I do have a way to do dishes. I have a little 2 jugs here. One of them is empty. The other one is still starting out to being used. I've had these both filled for like the last month, and this one, the first one just ran out. This is a cooler that I was using, and I would get ice blocks. Now I'm going to use it for more like food storage and like protecting my food. Got my helmets and my riding gear type stuff here. My chest mount that I record with sometimes. My little Naruto backpack that I got at Fred Meyer, Kroger, whatever. I got to just have my stuff for the shower when I go to the gym and stuff. Pots and pans. I have a little propane / butane cooktop. I just got through my first bottle, which took me like a month, which is great. And the only reason it ran out faster is because in my last use, I forgot to unhook it, so it had a steady trickle outwards. On my second out of a 4-pack of bottles, I have some seasoning, I have bread, some peanut butter, I have a little chair if I need to sit while I'm cooking and stuff, or just to sit in general. This is a camping toilet, which is really, really good in the fact that it is, you know, got a little seat and all this other stuff. I'm not going to show you what's inside, but, you know, you can lift it up. Folds, the seat will fold back over. There's a little mount right there on the ground that would go on the side if you wanted to put your phone on it, but, you know, half the time I don't really do that. I just do this. I have a little vacuum, but that's because we were trying to clean up some of the debris from a couple days ago that kind of scraped into the tent. But it draws so much power that I can't keep it on all the time. Got the air mattress. It's got a little headboard. My bed is a mess because I was doing laundry. A lot of it's clean. It just needs to be sorted. And then there's some stuff on there. You saw over here the protection I have. I don't really have any homeless people out in this area. It's another reason why I chose it. It's kind of rural. I wanted to be more in like the woods and like in field and stuff like that, and not downtown where people are just sleeping on sidewalks. And yeah. But yeah, whenever I use the bathroom, I have some poo gel, as we can see over here. And what you do is you dump it on your stuff after you get done with the bathroom, and it will absorb and like kind of break it down a little bit, and it'll smell better, so I don't have a weird scent. I can also put this outside, but I figured since I had extra space, I put it over here. You can see these little snake worm things in the corner. Those are water socks. So sometimes the moisture leaks off of the bottom parts of the tent, even though there's really good seals. It happens every once in a while. I got a mosquito over here. Sometimes those guys get in if I leave the door open, which I did to start my video. I also have these. These are like the thermal blanket things that you can use. My friend did the taping, but she tried to be very sparing, so it's some parts are barely hanging on by a thread, or starting to fall off or whatever. I would have just hucked the tape all over the place. Oh, there's a spider. Kill the spider. Don't want that guy living in here. There seems to be one or two little baby ones that'll get through this little micro, breathing mesh. But yeah, my backpack, which has chargers for my scooter and everything for work. I do have my router because I already paid for internet with my cell phone company. It's a 5G home Wi-Fi thing. It's still connected to where I was at my friend's house. This is a fridge. Right now it is at 35 degrees in the eco mode. I can't really turn it down. It's supposed to cool down pretty quick. It's been on for about an hour or so. I have to turn it off every once in a while. Yeah, everything in here is pretty chilled, which is nice. Nice and cold. I have some cheese and stuff, and I want to make sure that everything stays as cold as it is. Like, it's almost like I leave it on for like an hour or two to get everything cold, and then if I have to leave for a bit, and I don't know if it's going to kill the battery, because it runs pretty low. It doesn't run a lot of energy from the power. There's a lot of dry food over here. I had some cereal because I had milk and for some reason the milk's really not agreeing with me, so I stopped. And I don't know if you noticed, I wasn't really pointing at it when I came in, but I will open my zipper. Oh, look at that, there was a bug there. Alright, so right here is a camera, and when I have my router turned on and like the power going to the router, whatever, it will send me updates to my phone if something's in the area or something is walking by, which is really nice. I think it's helpful because when I was living in a tent before, I would have to move around a bunch because I have a little note on my thing that says, hey, if you have any issues, just call me. And I haven't had any problems yet since I've been here for the last couple weeks, which is great. It's a good start. We're getting to the sunnier time, so it might be a little bit more bright and visible. People might want to go over here. There's a little bit of a trail, but there's a little ant. I gotta be really careful about my food in here sometimes. I don't really see ants and stuff, which is a good thing, but there's also so much space in here, so it's hard to keep track of every little thing inside of this spot. My generator, I'll show you the front of that in a minute. I have power strips everywhere connected to the generator. I have my PS5. I have the monitor. I have a headphone. I don't remember where my adapter is for those headphones to use it with my PS5. But yeah, give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to take off my coat because I was too hot. I have this hat that's attached to part of this privacy divider, which I don't really use. I also have this light, which is also a fan that's rechargeable. Gets pretty bright. I like to use it. I also have this lamp if I need to, which draws power. But it has the fan. I don't turn it on very often, but it works really well. I have to clean it a little bit. It's getting a little bit dustier. Might have to get some canned air or something. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my tent. Got some snacks here. Got some snacks over there. You can see the output. It's a 2400 watt generator. Right now it's using power, but it's also, look, it's getting 100 watts of power right now. So if anything, it would charge most of the way. We're at 79%. I used a little bit last night while we were cleaning up and doing some stuff. But yeah, if I run, and I'm at like 99 or 100%, if I run my PS5 and it's just on like the home screen, it's pulling about 130 watts. Right now it's just 27 because of the cooler and maybe the Wi-Fi, and that's about it. But if I run it and I'm playing like Gran Turismo or Spider-Man or anything else, it's about 250. So it's doing a big pull of power, and from there it gives me either about 10 hours at 100%, or it gets it significantly less depending on how crazy the gameplay and power draw is. This is a 4K like portable monitor, so it just needs to be powered by a USB-C. I also have USB output, I have the DC output. There's like 4 different outputs for the AC. I have 3 different extension cords that are going around the tent. If it gets bright enough, I think the most power input that I've gotten was about 275, because it was sunny but still a little bit cloudy. But I feel like on a regular day that's like middle of the summer, we should be getting about 300 or so. I thought about getting another adapter, and like another 200 or 300 watt solar panel thing, and maybe just doubling them up next to each other or in front of each other. But I have other pressing matters to take care of. I've just got my tax return, catching myself up on some of my debt, and that'll help the situation where I can get out of here a little bit easier. And yeah, so this is my life at the moment. I'm still very optimistic and positive, as you can tell. I gave you some life updates when I had the car, but I didn't really give you the real updates after when I talked at that bus stop that one night. I am working on trying to rebuild my credit enough to where I can get another loan and maybe get a car from that, and then hopefully it's cheap enough, like $10,000 to $12,000 or something, where I don't have a big monthly payment and my insurance doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Because the biggest thing I need to worry about right now in my life is rebuilding, and it's been like that for the last couple of years. But there are setbacks, and there are difficulties, and there are, obstacles sometimes, lots of obstacles. I am a man of Christ. I am a Christian. I may not read and go to church as much as I used to, because I have to hustle and I have to do everything I can to survive. But I believe that there is a plan, and I believe that Jesus is my Savior, and I have been saved through a lot of difficult things in my life, and I know that there's always a hand. And just like Jeremiah 29:11, I always believe that there is a plan for me, and it is for good and not evil, and to make a future that is prosperous. And that's just me paraphrasing, but I have faith, and even though times are hard and struggling, I know that blessings are coming. And the biggest blessing lately has been my friend and her family. I've had some people who have said they're my friend in the past, and have really hurt me and screwed me over and just kind of thrown me out to middle of the road. But my friend group is really small, and I am really happy with the people that are in my life at the moment. Even though one of them I don't really know. I wish that they would help me more, and they helped me a lot a long time ago, but I don't know. I won't get into that. I believe that there is struggle and times of struggle, and having faith to overcome those times is the most important thing of all. And I am thankful for being alive, although there's some times that I've had really, really hard days of just managing what's going on and what's happening. It all comes back to Jesus, and it always comes back to believing that there's a better path and a better outcome that's coming, and pain in the evening and sunshine and joy in the morning. I hope everybody has enjoyed my update, and I hope that it's been at least enlightening. It'll be up when it gets posted, I guess. But I appreciate the people who watch, and I hope that you guys will come back for more. Bye.
But it's always a surprise when, it's always